why dating traumatized women will lower your self-esteem as a man.
Are you trying to hurt my feelings?
The person who's been traumatized wants nothing more than love. But because it's so unfamiliar to them, when they get it, they're suspicious of it and they reject it and they test it and they punish the person who's trying to love them unless they meet somebody who's bad for them.
Women punishing the men that actually care for them. That's quite common and also quite effed up. Because treating a traumatized woman well, for the most part as a man, it's like covering yourself in steak and walking to a polar bear, being the woman, hoping she will not rip you apart and indulge in your self-sacrificial nature. Yeah? In other words, she'll maul you to death, basically, because you actually care about her.
With the whole world crumbling, we picked this time to fall in love.
Unlike the dudes in her past that didn't give a fuck about her, but she loved them.
And they reject it and they test it and they punish the person who's trying to love them unless they meet somebody who's bad for them. When they meet somebody who's bad for them and is also abusive and is also neglectful, this feels familiar. I know how to navigate this person. I'm going to love you with all my heart.
Exactly. Similar to my previous video, but I love how this topic is becoming bigger amongst women. A sort of obvious one as men that we know, because for the most part, most men aren't going to look for a woman who's going to treat us bad. Nope. No, we look for the opposite, a woman to treat us good, which comes to my point of why dating a traumatized woman would lower your self-esteem as a man. You could be the most confident man in the world. Feel yourself, you think you're the man, even if you're not, it doesn't matter. Your confidence will just cancel out any BS anyway, you don't care.
No one cares.
However, you meet a lovely woman one day, lovely, lovely woman. You see her breaks, you notice her breaks. Those breaks are red flags of which you should note and use them to avoid the woman. But okay, you ignore the red flags as a man. You know, you want to be different. You want to be the man, the new man, to make all her past boyfriends look like idiots because they never saw her true beauty and potential. Yeah? Yeah, that's cute, isn't it? It's cute. Yeah?
Gotcha.
You're fucked. You are fucked. Many men who have been through it before, they know they have been fucked. Why? A woman who's been traumatized to a point where she cannot recognize good, where she does not think she deserves good, where she does not feel anything from good and good treatment, that woman would bring you down to her level of trauma to make herself feel better, to make herself feel correct. She will bring you down to her level of traumatic BS. Not that her trauma is BS, but you get my point. She will bring you down to that level and beat the fuck out of you with her experience. She's used to it. You're not. Your life trauma may be light and delicate compared to hers. So you could be the most confident man in the world, big self-esteem.
These hoes need me, you hear me?
Big man, yeah? Big man. Over time, this woman, using her narcissism, will shrink that big man down into a little, tiny, Lego-sized action figure of a man. Because how dare you care so much and want to make her a better woman?
Disgusting.
There's something wrong with you. You're weird as a man. You're weird. As a man, the ick. Oh, the common ick.
But somebody who's consistent, caring and loving, what's wrong with you? Why are you loving me? This can't be real. Let me test you. Let me swear at you. Let me shout at you. Let me pretend to break up with you. Let me test you. But you, the abusive, neglectful, narcissistic kind of partner, you're exactly what the doctor ordered. I know exactly what to do with you, so I'm going to love you endlessly.
Damn.
And that's a main point right there. They will love the same, what they used to, the trauma. They'd love the trauma. Women like this could never love a cure. A cure is disgusting, isn't it?
If you want advice on how to know you're dating the wrong guy from a former bum magnet, then keep listening. It's one thing to stand by a man who's working hard today, but it's another thing to stick by a man who's promising to work hard in the future. Do not date a man who doesn't have a license. If the RMV doesn't trust him to operate a motor vehicle, then you shouldn't trust him to occupy your heart.
And a point for me to add, if a woman's past, her dating history, has been nothing but crap bummy dudes, or for the most part, bummy dudes, low-level dudes who added to her trauma, yeah, that woman should be a red flag for you. Her past shows you who she really is. That's what she's used to. To be the first man to give her different and show her different, she's going to traumatize the fuck out of you, bring you down to her level. No, you run, abandon, flee for your damn life. Some men would think, hey, you know what, let me at least try, get in there, get a quick smash, get a quick smash, yeah? Yeah, so you think before you know it, you're locked to this woman and she's depressing the absolute F out of you to bring you down to her level of hurt and pain. She might love you then. Nah, by then she's lost all respect for you and she probably never had any to begin with.
Do not fall in love with someone's potential. If he could be that guy, then he would be, but he isn't, so let him go. If you find
Interesting.
yourself having to make up good excuses for his bad behavior to your friends and family, then you already know he's no good.
It's one thing I love about women. They can excuse absolute BS from certain men, even to other men. This is why it is funny. They will excuse another man's BS to you as a man as if you should understand. It's like, no, I'm not like that. I wouldn't be with a woman I don't like. That doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not turned on by women who can't talk back. Not that I want a woman to be loud and abrasive and in my face, but no, I like a woman with a backbone that can actually talk. It makes for good conversations. A pushover? No, that's equally as horrible.
You're just not ready to accept it. If he makes you cry more than he makes you laugh, then you're not in a relationship.
Really?
You're just stuck in a situation where you
Do women even need to hear that one? But oh,
want
whatever.
to let someone go. If he's nicer to you when you decide you want to leave him than you are when you're convinced you want to stay with him, then it's not that he wants you. It's just that he doesn't want anyone else to have you. Do not entertain someone who only sends good morning texts or only texts you late at night. You deserve to be on someone's mind during the day. And if you're not, then you shouldn't be answering him ever. Let me know if you want a part 2.
So there's a lot of women who have grown up with moms who are either narcissistic, toxic, abusive, etc. Many times when people see a woman who's going through relationship after relationship, they say, oh, you didn't have a father. Where was your father? Sometimes the father was there. That's not the issue. The mom treated her badly, damaged her. There's girls who grew up with mothers telling them they're ugly, that they're stupid their whole life.
And to add to her point, as a man, I've heard this story more times than I'd even like to say that I've heard it, because it's like, yeah, damn. I'll admit, when I hear women talk about how their mom treated them and how their mom literally made them feel insecure, how their mom traumatized them using her narcissism, I'll admit it does not sound good. But as a man, that is like a big turn off. For me personally, because I'm like, damn, your view of love is going to be skewed, woman. It's going to be very skewed. You will not know what love is when you see it. You may overlook it and you may replace it with what you believe love is, which is, it's pain. I'll admit, I felt guilty for abandoning certain women when they've told me their traumas, be it from family or ex-lovers, boyfriends, situationships, whatever. That's a turn off for me, because from my perspective, she's going to implement that crap on me in the future in some way or some form. I'm going to be traumatized by being with her because of her past. Again, it's not good. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying I'm a good person because of what I've just said. I'm just making a point. Women who have been traumatized AF are not dateable women for certain men.
Ruin their self-esteem even before they grew up and never had a relationship at all. And then on top of that, they didn't teach them anything on how to navigate the world. They didn't warn them. They didn't train them on anything. This is the reason why I have my platform. And so when you look at a woman who comes from that background and look at the choices that she makes in men, it should make sense that there's a reason behind that, and it doesn't always relate to the father. Keep that in mind when you're judging women.
Keeping that in mind, it's weird when women don't make that point up front before talking about men, that her type of men are abusive, traumatizing men, because that's what she's used to. Have a nice day.
With the whole world crumbling, we picked this time to fall in love.